Hi, I'm Cailey, a librarian here at Mentor Public Library.
And I'm Meg, also a librarian, and welcome to this week's edition of All Booked Up with Cailey and Meg, where each time we give you different book recommendations on a specific theme. Today, Cailey and I are going to be looking at teen holiday fiction. So it's that time of year where we can start looking at some seasonal fiction books and enjoy that cold weather, right, Cailey?
Yes, definitely. And all of the books we're going to talk about today are available for you here at the library, as well as online for free with your library card through Libby and Hoopla.
All right, Cailey, what is your first teen holiday book?
Okay, so I love a good holiday story, just in general. You know my Hallmark loves.
Yeah.
So my first one, though, is Dash and Lily's Book of Dares by Rachel Cohn and David Levithan. So this book, admittedly, is over 10 years old. However, it had a bit of a revival in 2020 with a Netflix series that was just absolutely adorable and you should absolutely check out. So 16-year-old Lily is feeling a bit lonely this holiday season. Her parents have left her and her brother to take a couples trip. Her grandfather is spending all of his time with a new girlfriend, and her brother is just obsessed with his new boyfriend. And so she's feeling a little lonely. As an attempt to meet someone, do something different, sort of step outside of her comfort zone, Lily leaves this red notebook on the shelf of her favorite bookstore with instructions for whoever finds it. Complete the dares and leave the notebook for her to find. So Lily is a big book lover, and she feels very outcast among her peers because she doesn't know a lot of people who are quite as obsessed as she is. Well, Dash finds this notebook, and he is more than ready to take on Lily's challenges and give her some of his own to complete. Ooh. And so begins this journey of challenging one another without actually meeting. They continue to write to one another and pass the notebook, leading up to this sort of like intense, are they actually going to meet moment. This book takes place around the holidays, and many of their challenges focus on a lot of holiday activities like caroling and ice skating and things. And this story takes place in New York City as well, which I think just sort of, there's that like movie perfect New York City Christmas kind of vibe going on. And it also explains why they're able to run around and not go to school. But Dash and Lily are both sort of flawed in their own ways, both kind of loners in a way. Like Dash has a lot of friends, but he really doesn't feel like he connects with everyone. And he's also got like not the happiest home life. And so they both sort of find solace in pushing each other to do things that the other might not normally do. And it's just a fun read too. And there are a couple of other books that follow this in a series. So if you like this one, you can keep going.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, it sounds lovely. And, like that idealized romantic notion of, an introvert finding a mysterious romance at a bookstore. I mean, what can be... I feel like that's for like us book lovers. Come on, what can beat that? Honestly, I think it's adorable. Sounds very endearing, and I can't wait to find out. I've never, seen it or read it, so I think you got another one. You got me hooked, Cailey. Got to figure it out. So my next one, funnily enough, was also fairly recently, made into a Netflix movie, and it's called Let It Snow: 3 Holiday Romances. So 3 pretty popular teen authors contributed to this one. John Green, for those of you who don't know, Fault in Our Stars, Looking for Alaska, a lot of classics. Also Lauren Myracle and Maureen Johnson. So they all kind of teamed up, and it's 3 interconnected stories set around the time of Christmas Eve. So there's an ill-timed storm, and the residents of Gracetown are caught under multiple feet of snow, and it causes quite a bit of chaos. So from this initial setting, we have 3 stories. There's a brave soul who ventures out from her stranded train and tries to find her way back, and she meets quite a few people along the way. I will say there's a lot of quirky moments. I was a couple characters looking for a Waffle House. One character finds a teacup pig, which I didn't even know existed before this. It's adorable. Are you kidding me? By a lovesick barista. So as if you can't tell already, there's a lot of humor and heart. And then in unexpected ways, these three stories combine together in a way you may not expect. So I love these three authors first off. And then second, I just love the cozy atmosphere. I just love that unique teen charm of it, like I need more romances with teacup pigs is essentially what I'm saying, because I just think that's too cute. And like I said, if you enjoy the book, there's also a cute Netflix adaptation as well.
I love those types of books and movies where there's multiple storylines that don't seem like they connect, but they do.
Right.
So I like that sort of surprise element, because I feel like when you jump into a book like that, you kind of are wondering, well, how are these going to overlap?
Right.
So I think that sounds a lot of fun. My next one is called Blame It on the Mistletoe by Beth Garrod. This one's relatively new. And I was drawn to this book because one of my favorite, like, underrated Christmas movies is The Holiday, the one starring Kate Winslet and Cameron Diaz, where they swap places. So just keep that thought in mind here, because it's very reminiscent. So British teen Holly and American teen Elle swap places for the holidays, thinking, of course, that things have to be better somewhere else. So Holly is obsessed with Christmas. She even sends her future self Christmas cards. But this year, Christmas seems to be betraying her. Everything's going wrong, from her boyfriend breaking up to her, with her mother making major life changes without her consent or talking to her about it. And so she's just kind of in a really grumpy place. It's not the Christmas that she loves. And then there's Elle. Elle's family moves practically every year, so it's nearly impossible for her to make friends. So she really, really relies heavily on social media and is a bit obsessed with her followers because she doesn't have a lot of in-person friends. And she has come up with an idea this year to sort of take her followers to the next level by doing a holiday swap. So she would swap places with someone. And she thinks this is really going to bring her to that next level of influencer status. And so Holly is the lucky winner, and her and Elle swap places. And they're thrown into each other's lives, which are shockingly not as perfect as they appear on social media. The book jumps between both girls and goes through some sort of funny culture shock moments, what they expect, what Holly expects America to be like, what Elle expects England to be like. And they both have to sort of face the fact that maybe this isn't exactly how to make themselves happy. And I appreciated the differences that both families offered to the other girl, their different holiday traditions, their different dynamics and things. And then there's that big overarching theme of things aren't always what they look like in pictures. The grass is not always greener on the other side. And they kind of have to come to terms with accepting their lives as they are, because it's a little different when you see it from the outside. And of course, there's a few little holiday romances thrown in there for fun.
Oh, I love it. Blame it on the mistletoe. Cute. I love it. Kind of reminds me of Holiday Parent Trap as well. They got the England and America. It sounds so cute. I just want to go into that world and figure out what they discover. So cute. My last one is, I got to give you credit for this, Cailey, really, because anyone who's watched Nightmare Before Christmas, well, I was really late to the party. Okay. It took me forever to see it. If you haven't seen it, it's amazing. Cailey was the one who recommended it to me, pretty much forced me to watch it. But this book I'm going to be talking about is a manga adaptation, continuation of the show. So it's called Zero's Journey. And for anyone who doesn't know, Zero is Jack Skellington, the main character, his little pet ghost dog. Maybe one of the cutest characters ever. I love him. But this manga or graphic novel just is all about him and his little story. So what happens to Zero is it takes place after the end of the movie, when Jack Skellington has helped save Christmas. But now it's a new year. and they got to do the whole same thing over again. But little Zero is getting a little ignored, Cailey. He's not really being appreciated as he should be. And because of an oversight and mistake on Jack Skellington's part, Zero gets lost in Christmas Town, kind of abandoned.
No.
I know. So he's stuck in Christmas Town, and he has to, little Zero has to interact with all the people of Christmas Town to learn and find a way to get back. And Jack Skellington has to not only find Zero, but it's also about to be Halloween. So he has to try and save Halloween, which also puts Christmas in jeopardy. It's just craziness, Cailey. But I love the highlight on Christmas Town. So Christmas Town is obviously in the movie, but not maybe as highlighted as Halloween, obviously. So I love the focus on Christmas Town. There's a land of baked goods that Zero discovers, hand-wrapped presents, decorated trees, and crazy characters. So I just highly recommend this. It's absolutely delightful. And if you love anything to do with Nightmare Before Christmas, you're gonna love this.
Yeah, now I feel like I need to check it out because I do like Nightmare Before Christmas. It's a perfect Halloween and Christmas movie. How many movies can do both?
It's the best. Love it. Thank you guys so much for joining us for this week's edition of All Booked Up. We hope you are in the seasonal spirit and can enjoy some of our holiday teen reads.
Yes, and you don't have to be a teen to read them. That's not a requirement.
No, not at all.
All right. We'll see you next time. Happy reading.